everyone, it's me, Anelda's back with another video, and today is my overview of the Game Awards. As everyone knows, the Game Awards happened at the time that I'm recording this yesterday, but it's probably coming out on the 9th, most likely, or the 10th. But I decided to give an overview of my overall thoughts of the 2023 Game Awards, because there's definitely a few things I have to say about it. Not much compared to like last year, but I say let's stop wasting this intro and just go for it. So this year I was actually more happy about I felt like I was actually going to partake in more of the Game Awards, unlike last year where I had to leave like halfway through. This year I got to be more familiar with the games, but also get to partake in the entire stream and get to watch all of what is to expect next year, along with the recaps of last year, so that was kind of nice. I'll admit there are some things I wish that we got to see. I know some people were hoping we'll get like clips of like this Sonic 3 movie, the Knuckles spinoff. Obviously, we weren't going to get much of those because those have been delayed thanks to the strike, and they hadn't started filming till then. I was hoping we'll get insight on more Switch IPs, and you know, like the Switch 2, maybe even Sonic Prime, anything like that. The DLC for Elden Ring, but I was definitely surprised that none of those came out. But I mean, I don't make the rules. It's up to the companies to decide if they want to do it or not, but it would have been nice to see them. But some of them were explanatory why we didn't. A lot of the awards were pretty much expected. Best Family Award, even though I was hoping Sonic Superstar would win. I kind of knew Super Mario Wonder World was going to win, and probably did deserve it more. Player's Choice, I was really happy that Baldur's Gate 3 won. I know a lot of people were thinking Genshin Impact was going to win, but I was really glad that Baldur's Gate 3 won. I knew Baldur's Gate 3 was also going to win Best Multiplayer. I'm actually surprised Diablo 4 was actually nominated in that one. Best Sim Strategy, Pikmin 4. I know a lot of people were happy for that. Best Fighting Game, I chose Mortal Kombat. I voted for that one, but Street Fighter 6 apparently won. Best RPG, I knew Baldur's Gate 3 was also going to win that one, but I was also hoping, my vote was on Lies of Peace because I really did enjoy that game, and I think I know a lot of Xbox fans wanted Starfield to win, but that, of course, that didn't happen. Best Adventure Game, I do definitely believe Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom deserved that one. I know, I'm pretty sure my boyfriend wanted Resident Evil 4 to win. I know a lot of fans were hoping Marvel's, or at least the Sony fans wanted Spider-Man 2 to win. But I kind of knew Legend of Zelda was going to get that one, because that game was pretty much, it was either Tears of the Kingdom or Baldur's Gate 3 for Game of the Year. I voted for Baldur's Gate 3 because I absolutely loved that game, and I never played Tears of the Kingdom. Still haven't played Breath of the Wild, but I know it's a great game. I know it's a great game. I was surprised that Cocoon beat Best Debut Game. I thought that was going to be Pizza Tower. I think a lot of people were surprised by that one, because I've never heard of that Cocoon before. But yeah, that one stung a little bit, but I guess that game just stood out for the journalists, I guess. Same thing for Best Independent Game. Dave the Driver, I was surprised it didn't win, because I never heard Seed of Stars before. So that was interesting, to say the least. I was also surprised that Spider-Man 2 nominated for 7 awards and didn't win anything. I thought it would at least win 1 award, but I was generally surprised that it didn't win anything. I know quite a bit of Spider-Man fans were really upset by that. My best guess is just that I heard the game was very divided amongst people. Like, a lot of people said it was great, some other people said that it was a disappointment compared to 1, and then a lot of people said that they liked it, but compared to the other games this year, it just wasn't up there. Like, it was good, but definitely nowhere near as the best compared to the competition, because the competition was pretty steep, especially with Baldur's Gate 3, which also won Best Community Support. Yeah, really won. Best Ongoing was Cyberpunk 2077. I actually thought, I knew that game It was either that game or Fortnite. I was surprised Cyberpunk won because with all the shit Fortnite did this year and what they were going to do next year. But once again, Cyberpunk 2077 has done a lot this year, or over the last few years, to get him. Best audio design, I was also surprised that Hi-Fi Rush won that one. I thought Dead Space was going to win it because of the freaking audio design of that game. It's very atmospheric. But I also did love Hi-Fi Rush, and Hi-Fi Rush, I think, had some really great audio work as well, so I'm not disappointed by that. I'm actually glad that Hi-Fi Rush, I believe, got respected in a lot of these nominations, but also in a lot of the on the awards that it did win. I think I was really proud of it. I think another one that surprised me was Best Adaptation, which was The Last of Us. I think a lot of people were thinking that Twisted Metal or the Superstar Bro movie, especially the Superstar Bro movie, was going to win, but of course the journalist left to simp the ass of The Last of Us. Totally, in my opinion, think the show is overrated. It's not terrible, but compared to the other ones, I say they're much more enjoyable. I don't know, I just didn't agree with a lot of the decisions made in the show, including especially the portrayal of Ellie. Joel is okay, I guess, but I don't know, the show is very overrated in my opinion. Alan Wake 2, Best Art Direction. I was hoping that would go for Hi-Fi Rush, but I do know that Alan Wake 2 was also a very interesting looking game. Best Music Score, Final Fantasy. I was glad Final Fantasy won something, because I know there was a lot of issues with that game coming this year, but a lot of people said the game itself was fine. So, I'm glad it at least won Best Soundtrack, because the soundtrack of Final Fantasy is definitely always good. But of course, the main one that everyone wanted to know would be, the Game of the Year. But I think everyone knew that Baldur's Gate 3 was going to win, and I certainly am glad that it won. So 2-2, back-to-back years of the games I wanted to win Game of the Year, won Game of the Year, which was amazing. But of course, the awards show is not just about the awards, but also about the announcement. I think for me, and a lot of Sonic fans and Sega fans, was that they revealed that they were rebooting retro franchise, including Crazy Taxi, Street of Rage, Golden Axe, and the one I'm personally excited for, Jet Set Radio. I was so shocked that they announced 5 new non-Sonic games in 30 seconds, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck yeah. I love Sonic, don't get me wrong, but I am so glad that we got some cool recognition for the other IPs that get a revival. I hope Night will be included in that eventually, and maybe some reboots in the future, but I am so fucking glad that Sega is going to be revealing some IPs. I'm going to make a separate video on that so I can go in more depth in that, but just that brief announcement, totally cool. There were also some really interesting games, new games that were also announced coming on, a new horror movie film game that I believe the creator of Silent Hill and some other director were working on. The title was titled OD, which is it's a collaboration project, which is kind of like a movie choice reveal thing. I think another big thing was the free God of War DLC that's coming out next week and for free. I was not expecting that. Another game that I'm really looking forward is Marvel Blades that's in development. Now, I don't think it's going to be released for at least another 2 years, but to know that this game about Blade is coming out, because I grew up watching the movies, definitely looking forward to that. That was definitely, I think, a big announcement. There were also reveals that I wasn't really familiar with, but I think what also upset me was that the show ended with Monster Hunter Wilds coming in 2025, which I think was a weak game to end on. But I mean, a lot of these games were I didn't really recognize, or I didn't really find much interest, but they look good. The Finale is also another game that they not only announced but also launched pretty much right after the award show, which was in a competitive shooter and is available to play on PC. And then No Man's Sky developed a new game called Light No Fire. I'm not gonna lie, this one is definitely a very ambition open world. What they're wanting to do with like a lot of multiplayers in the same server and things like that. I have a lot of doubts with this Ambition project, but if they can do it, I hope so. Also, another DLC that got announced was Final Fantasy 16, and then Rise of Rona is getting a release date next year as well. And also Skull and Bones got a release date. I thought that game was still in development with how long they've been fucking making it. But they released a trailer for that, and I'm definitely gonna get that game. Because I'm definitely curious to see... I'm definitely curious to see what's going on with that one. I don't know if the game's actually gonna be good or not, but I mean, people have been waiting for that game for so long, and I like Sea of Thieves, so pirate games do have a little fun place in my heart, so I'll look into it and hope for the best. Also, Life is Strange creators are also releasing another IP that looks like Life is Strange, but it's called Lost Record Bloom in Rage. Not really much more of going on with that. It just shows that a bunch of friends reunite after 2 decades after some strange anomaly that happened. But also Dragon Ball. There's a Sparking Zero gets a proper reveal in the trailer, in the game show, and I fucking absolutely love the trailer with that. And there's also just a bunch of other games that got announced and released. Now, I think the overall show, I did have a lot of interest in it. There were a lot of cool IPs and a lot of cool new games coming out that did pique my interest. There was also a lot of games that I think were not as strong, and also I feel like they spend too much time like talking about some other games compared to some of the ones that were really interesting. But I think my biggest gripe is that it felt like the award show itself, we didn't spend too much time with. A lot of them were just announcement and then continue, announcement, continue, announcement. Like, we didn't spend so much time with the actual award show and the actual development team that spent all this time and years and effort to make them. And I felt like that was kind of disrespectful. And apparently, the Jeff, I think his name is, the host, agreed with that, because he was forced to release a statement, because a lot of people also complain on Twitter about that, especially when this tweet got leaked out, which is basically telling the dev team when Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year to please wrap it up, which is kind of disrespectful. So yeah, it was a big another gripe, is that I wish we got to hear more longer speeches. I don't think 2-3 minutes is that hard to ask, but I did like Christopher Judge's little stab on the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 game.
To the script. No 8-minute speech like last year. But
It was a good speech. It was a good speech.
my speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
He's that's good. Way to diss them, Christopher. It's fine, they didn't get nominated for anything.
Another company I'll never work for.
Kratos is definitely the GOAT. Yeah. Because he's absolutely right. Even though I bought my boyfriend the $100 Vault Edition for that for Christmas, because that had to be the thing he wanted. Yeah, I love you. Please don't watch this video. But overall, I give the award show a 7 out of 10. I did enjoy most of it. I think it had a lot of strong moments, but compared to last year, there definitely were a lot of weak moments, with definitely a weak ending. I did like the orchestra, and I think the performance went way out this year, which I thought was really cool. Also, we brought back Flute Guy. Flute Guy is always cool with how, like, any instruments he'll play in one sequence. And I actually did like the tie-ins of how they connected all the theme songs, or the different songs, and the official Game of the Year orchestra at the end. Admittedly, I liked last year's way better, but I feel like they were just able to find music that fit them more. But this year wasn't bad either. I was actually curious how they were going to add Mario Wonderworld in it, but they actually pulled that off very well, and I really did enjoy it. Once again, I like last year's way better, but this year wasn't bad at all in any means. I enjoyed it. But that's about it, I believe. There was definitely a lot more to the show I could talk about, but that means the video will probably be like 40 minutes, an hour long, and we don't really want to spend that much time talking about it, so Overrush review, I give the show like a 7 out of 10. I overall enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what next year's going to bring. Can't wait to see how that year's gonna all unfold, but I'm definitely excited to see that more about that Blade game, Skull and Bones, and then definitely the new this big admission project that Sega is pulling out. I really wanna. That's what I'm really excited for. So we'll see. We had a really great games that came out this year. Some bad ones, some great ones, some okay ones, and I am definitely looking forward to next year and what next year brings. And hopefully, if they just keep getting better, because in these hard times, video games might be our only escape from the hardship of this shitty world. And not to mention, they really did hire their security because there was no sign of Bill Clinton guy. And with that being said, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I post and live stream as often as I can. Did you see the award shows? Did you just look up the announcement? Did you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? Are you satisfied with the awards that did win or the nominations? Or did you think that there were some games that were underappreciated? Because like I said, the Spider-Man 2 did not win anything, and I was generally surprised by that. Like, actually surprised by that. But I don't make the rules. I just vote and see what happens. And as always, till next time, bye-bye.